everyone. Andrew here. I've got Rob. He is a customer of ours for about 8 months, and I'm going to let him tell you his story. It's great when we get an opportunity. We have customers come in and they want to kind of celebrate their success and share it with others like yourselves. Rob, you want to tell them a little bit about why you came in and a bit about your experience?
I live a pretty active lifestyle. I'm an electrician by trade. I also lift weights 5-6 days a week and play a lot of ball still. And I came in with a lot of lower back pain and even mid back pain, and it was to the point to where I couldn't do daily function. And I'd been to several different chiropractors and different sort of things to try and make myself get better through, training myself and trying to, learn what I could, and came here and found great relief within a couple of weeks. I mean, literally just stretching and working on my problems without having any kind of x-ray or any kind, and I'm talking about to the point where I couldn't tie my shoes, and I'm already already getting better.
Yeah, just to be clear, when he came in, we're blending personal training, a little bit of massage therapy, and chiropractic all together to kind of keep him moving forward. And yeah, so why don't you tell him a little bit more about the movement issues that you were having and how that was affecting you?
My daily job, being able to walk up and down a ladder, reaching up over my head, all giving me this lower back pain, constantly having to pull, just giving me all, and then with ball the same way, swinging, twisting on my lower back and abdomen, and to the point to where, like I said, it was so much pain.
Yeah. And so when you came in, I know you were referred here by a friend. What made you stick around and trust us to take care of you? What made you feel good about all this?
Well, because once I got in here and experienced the development and how much better I've gotten over the first few weeks, it would have been silly for me to go somewhere else. I mean, without sugarcoating it. I mean, I had been to several chiropractors and no help. I mean, it would be instant relief for a day or two, and I would come here and I would see results. I would get homework where I could take to the gym and work on that, and it would make things that much easier. I was learning while I was doing it, so I'm able to kind of help myself also. So all those things combined, I'm not just going into an office and they're saying, here you go, you're fixed, and then a day later I'm back in the same pain or worse.
Yeah. So, a lot of times our jobs and things that we have to do for a living kind of get in the way of our mobility and the things that we should be doing. Do you feel like we've given you a lot of tools, or an adequate number of tools as well, in education to kind of help offset some of that and continue to maintain yourself?
Oh, absolutely. I have, before I thought I was doing enough, and I never was. I got a strict routine now that you have shown me, from the foam rolling, from doing the stretching afterwards, and in a specific order to make things better, and I do it daily, and all those tools, even the exercise that you show me, I do those every day also, and it just helps me. I feel better now than I did 10 years ago.
Great.
So the getting old, so to speak, is kind of out the window.
That's great. So the other thing too, I think it's important that everybody hear, how's your life changed in the last 8 months? So in the beginning, you were very restricted. Your job was even getting more difficult for you, and you weren't able to do a lot of things that you enjoy. I remember some of our conversations where, the big concern is softball season's coming up and you just didn't want to miss out on all that time you spent with your friends and doing the things you enjoy. So what are you able to do now that you weren't able to do before?
Well, exactly that. I mean, we had talked about the ball season coming up, and I thoroughly enjoy it, and it's a part of my life, and I would be real depressed not playing it, and it was to the point where at the end of last season, before I came and saw you, that I was reluctant to go play because I knew the pain that was going to be involved every time I went out there, and it just wasn't worth it, and I didn't want to lose that. And along with that came the weight training that I've been doing for so long, and I wouldn't been able to squat or deadlift anymore, and all that stuff combined, it was just real depressing. So you come in here and you get that advice, and that's uplifting in and of itself.
Yeah.
And then you start to see the results, and it's that much better.
That's what we love to hear. And there's one other aspect. There's this time where you came in, and this was right after softball season started, and we had been coaching a number of weeks leading up to the season starting on some of your hitting and your swing and kind of working through the mechanics of that. Do you remember that time where you came in and you were talking about how much better you were hitting and how you were even out hitting some of the others?
Oh my gosh.
Like, what is your swing and your hitting and all of that now compared to what it used to be?
I mean, it's not just hitting, it's in everything. I mean, not only do I hit the ball harder and farther, I can turn better, I'm not in any pain. It even goes back to my deadlift and my squat. My squat is 50 pounds stronger than it was even before I started coming here. Everything is just stronger. It's easier to do. I enjoy it. I actually understand the movements. It's wonderful.
Yeah, and one of the things that I really want to point out for everyone is we didn't really do any heavy lifting.
No.
We didn't come in here and beat you up in terms of training or anything like that. No intense exercise, and you were stronger and you were faster mainly because you were more flexible. You had the mobility you were missing before. During that time before you started, you weren't doing a lot of squatting because it was too uncomfortable and there was a lot of repercussions from doing heavier squats.
You bet.
Yet at the end of this, without even doing any squat training, you're squatting heavier. And most people don't see this. We idolize a lot of these athletes, like whether it's pro NFL, baseball, things like that. And they always think, wow, they must be lifting this crazy weight and training so intensely. And while their training can be very intense, the foundation of that training, it comes back to their mobility.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, I could do the same squat 8-9 months ago and it would fall on me, and now I do it, pause with ease, and it's all because I'm able to move without having that pain or that shooting pain or any of that.
It's great. I really thank you for sharing the story. Before we close out, if you were to give anybody who's thinking about coming in, thinking about getting started or following a similar path as you did working with us, what advice would you give them?
I would say this is kind of hard though, because you got this chiropractic and you got so much involved here that you don't get other places. I mean, I can come here, and if I know that I need a chiropractic care, I know that I just need the corrective therapy, then I can get it all here. I don't have to go to this place or this place. And not only do I get to come here, but I know I'm getting the quality care. I'm getting every time I get here, I'm getting the same care. I'm not getting a doctor who's rushed one day and wants to get it over with or is behind schedule. It's the quality.
Yeah, I want to point out too that not only do you get it all here, but you get it all in one visit.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, how far do you have to drive to get here?
I drive almost an hour. It's about 55 minutes.
Yeah, so to be able to come in and be like, well, today we're going to do this treatment, and then schedule 2 weeks from now with a whole different professional to get the follow-up.
Right.
And what would you say as far as the difference in results when comparing getting it all immediate when you need it?
Well, it's a huge difference because number one, I don't know what I need. So when I come in and you're working or you see that I'm doing something that doesn't look right to you, you can say, well, here, you need this and this, and I wouldn't know that just going to a chiropractor or going to a massage therapist, because I don't know the chain that I need or what all I need to get right.
Yeah. So if you were to say, whatever you do this one thing. If you're thinking about getting involved with a program like ours, what would you say that is? And obviously, we're not talking about a single solution as much as what will help them stay encouraged or on the right path.
Just the progress that you make, just the quick progress. But as far as coming out, I mean, I didn't even know what kind of pain I was in until I found the relief. I mean, you think that the chiropractor is he pops you and you feel better and then it just goes right away, but this doesn't go away. I mean, it continuously gets better. Each week I come, I get better and better, and now I'm doing everything full throttle. It's awesome.
Great. So I think as we wrap this up, the main thing is he did great on continuing with his homework. That's a big one. That's the one I was kind of fishing for there. you got to stay consistent on homework, and you have to be consistent, period, as far as frequency and coming in, because if you do stop as soon as you start feeling better, you're not going to continue to progress, and it will eventually come back because you haven't been working at Alonis for those habits to change. And today we're celebrating a small success because of his job, and he likes to beat himself up. He likes to go out and have a lot of fun.
Mm-hmm.
And ankle range of motions is a big thing that we worked on. And today he came in and his ankle range was fine. We didn't even have to work on it because he's maintaining it all himself now. And usually it takes about 9 months. Most of our programs run 9 months, and we're pushing 8 months now, and everything's falling right into place like it should. So,
Sure is.
well, thank you, Robert. Thanks
Thank
for coming
you.
out. Thanks for doing this video with us, and we hope that all of you guys have a great day.